What's up, everybody? Nine Johnson here. This is going to be my first video on healing. Now, before we start jumping straight into the practical processes of healing, we first have to understand, at least have a general idea of what healing actually is. All right, so let's go. So, what is healing? Healing is the process and journey of understanding your relationship to yourself as the conscious mind, while also doing the work to understand and balance your vital spiritual relationships. The first vital spiritual relationship is your relationship to your subconscious mind, also known as the unconscious mind, which consists of the background processes of everything that you are. You, the personality, you are the conscious mind, or you can be considered just the mind. But the subconscious mind is the part of the mind that does all of the background processing, putting all of the ideas together, storing memories, even beating your heart, coordinating your body and your mind. All of that happens with the subconscious mind. And some of the general processes that we would want to be aware of that the subconscious mind manages includes your thought process, your memories, interests, motivations, repressed memories and feelings, automatic skills like driving and typing, subliminal perceptions, thoughts, habits, automatic reactions, and hidden phobias and desires. The next four vital spiritual relationships are known as the four spiritual bodies: the physical body, the mental body, the emotional body, and the light body, also known as the spiritual body. The physical body is the vessel that your spirituality, emotions, and creativity flow through. The physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual bodies are literally vibrational fields of energy that overlap and affect each other seriously. And so, if your physical body is off, it definitely has an effect on your mental and emotional bodies, and vice versa. The physical body has a great capacity to inform you when something is wrong or right. You could almost look at your physical body like, another person, because your body is conscious and your body knows what it needs and what it doesn't need. Your body is also hyper focused or hyper aware of threats. And so you could be focusing on playing your video game, and your body could pick up on, say, the smell of smoke or fire or a scream without you, the conscious mind, being aware of it first. And so sometimes you could be playing your video game and you just have this feeling that something is wrong. That is your body communicating to you that something is wrong. And as it relates to healing, your body is constantly communicating to you that something is wrong, but we've just never really been taught how to perceive the communications of the body. Like, you feel them all the time. You're just not aware of them because you think that, it's like, a stomach ache is just a stomach ache. Oh, my stomach hurts. Sometimes, a cramp or, having a dull pain in your stomach is your body trying to communicate to you something deeper than, your stomach hurts or you're hungry. And so learning how to be in touch and in tune with your body's communication will really benefit you along your journey to healing your spiritual relationships. The physical body can be positively and negatively affected by the foods we eat, the thoughts we think, the emotional states that we live in on a daily basis. It's really important as we embark on our healing journey to have, a deep knowledge and respect for our physical body, our emotional body, our mental body, and our light body. Now, your emotional body is the sum total of every emotional experience that you've ever had, including your general concerns, pleasures, and desires. So next we have the mental body. The mental body is a dynamic and powerful energy instrument. There are three parts to the mental body. There's the conscious egoic mind, that is you, the you that you identify as yourself, your name, and all of your memories and whatnot. There's the subconscious mind, And then there's the superconscious mind, or as others would call it, the divine mind or the divine spiritual mind. The egoic mind is a powerful tool for creating our perceptual reality of positive and negative experiences. It was not meant to be the driving force of your experience, only a tool to be used to direct and achieve our expanded awareness. So when its task of setting an intention or forming a desire is finished, which could be a few seconds or hours or days, we're actually meant to then turn our ego personality off and return to residing within the feeling body and reconnecting to our divine superconscious mind and or the I am presence, as Eckhart Tolle would call it. So next we have the light body, which is an infinite doorway to many high vibrational states of expanded awareness, enlightened awakening, and our mystical self. The secret of the four bodies of existence is that when the physical, mental, and emotional bodies reach a state of harmony and balance, the higher vibration of our spiritual body is activated. Thus begins the ever-increasing evolution of our spiritual nature that begins to open a doorway into enlightened and expanded states of consciousness. Also, it really connects us to a deeper and clear awareness of our relationship as being an active part and participant of the physical and non-physical universe. All right, so to sum all this up, healing is basically the balancing of your physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual energies, understandings, and functions. The subconscious mind cannot function properly while being in conflict with its perception of reality, which generally occurs when influenced by self-defeating habits and traumatic emotional memories. Your conscious mind cannot function at its best while being influenced by a subconscious mind that is in a constant state of fear and survival. Your body cannot function at its best when your conscious mind is in conflict with your subconscious mind. Your chakras and your energetic spiritual bodies cannot function at their best when your mind and your body are in conflict and exist in a constant state of anxiety and stress. So what does healing look like? Healing is 75% a solo journey. No one can heal you mentally, physically, or spiritually. You have to be willing to heal yourself. You hear me? You have to be willing to heal yourself. 25% of healing can be thought of as being received from a practitioner in the form of guidance, therapy, medicine, and energy transformation. But you still have to be willing to trust and receive the methods used by others. You are the sole cause of your imbalances and illnesses, and you will be the sole cause of your healing. And I know some of you are thinking, how can I be the cause if I wasn't consciously aware of these things as they were happening? Because at the end of the day, what we get is manifested by what we're focusing on. And so somebody could influence you or manipulate you to believe a specific outcome is possible, but the belief itself is still your responsibility, whether you know you've developed it or not. And so even if you're a 2 or 3-year-old child and your mother or father are constantly worried about you getting sick and talking about you getting sick, they're developing beliefs in you about specific illnesses that you eventually start developing yourself and then attract to yourself. So inadvertently, the belief was developed, and then you started focusing your energy into those specific areas and attracted those specific circumstances and consequences to yourself. But, it sounds like it's very unfair, but then at the same time, it's a good thing, because now that you know that, you could flip the switch. And this is the healing journey. Understanding how these processes work, and then switching your way of thinking by learning and studying and changing your spiritual, energetic, and physical circumstances. All right, so healing also looks like research, study, practice, and conditioning. Conditioning is necessary because the healing journey, once began, becomes a way of life. In the same way, you start going to the gym The first thing a trainer will tell you is that this is a lifestyle. This is a way of life. In order for you to get the gains that you want, you have to live this life. There is no you show up to the gym for 6 months, you get the body that you want, and then your body just stays like that. No. Healing is a lifestyle. And once you get into the lifestyle and start benefiting from the positive consequences, you'll never want to go back. Guaranteed. All right, so healing also looks like structure and sacrifices. Yes, I said sacrifices. Making sacrifices to your regular life to make time to schedule in the work. Making time for emotional processing, making time for rest, making time for connection with others on a similar journey, making time for fun. Because yes, fun is necessary, especially on a healing journey, because of this next part. Making sacrifices to your social life to let people that aren't supporting your healing go on their own way. But then, the even more, I don't know if I want to do this, but I got to do it part is making small but deliberate sacrifices to your comforts, gradually cutting foods that don't support your healing, gradually cutting substances that don't support your healing, gradually cutting activities that don't support your healing, gradually cutting people that don't support your healing, gradually cutting family members that don't support your healing, and gradually cutting thoughts and belief systems that don't support your healing. Now, the reason why I say this is that area where you're just kind of like, I don't know if I want to do this, but I got to do it, is because all of these things that you're gradually cutting are more than likely going to be pleasurable and fun. Like the foods that you have to gradually cut out are going to be, the sweet, sugary foods, the sodas, the really tasty alcoholic beverages, all that shit. And so over time, I'm not saying right away, I'm not saying cold turkey, I'm just saying gradually over time, we're going to want to slowly cut those out of our life because they have a negative and depressing effect on our body, mind, and spirit. All right, so next, what does healing feel like? And this is real, straight from the heart. Uncomfortable. Hell yes. Because, in certain aspects of your healing journey, you're going to be bringing up your emotional traumas, past memories that you've been trying to repress, and all that good stuff. So it's going to be uncomfortable. And what I always tell my clients is the key is learning to get comfortable being uncomfortable. Because what makes being uncomfortable, or even, little bits of pain, more uncomfortable is resistance to the discomfort. So it's kind of like jumping in cold water. If you jump straight in, temperature change is hella uncomfortable. But what's more uncomfortable than that is the potential 15 minutes of, I don't want to get in the water, I don't know, all that thinking and resisting, the 2-second experience. You could turn a 2-second experience of suffering into an hour of suffering unnecessarily. And so learning how to get comfortable being uncomfortable is key. Next is empowering. This journey is more empowering than anything that I've ever experienced in my life. The moment you experience your first shift, perceptual shift of energy or understanding, you really come into the understanding that this journey is one of empowerment. Because once you've experienced that you can change yourself and you can change the way that your mind works and the way that your mind effortlessly just gives you information, the way your mind effortlessly gives you a deeper sense of creativity, a deeper creative ability. It's a game changer. Once you've experienced your first perceptual shift, you're just going to jump in head first and never look back. Every once in a while, you'll look back when it gets really uncomfortable, when you start purging emotionally and experiencing like a dark night of the soul or something like that. But that's way further down the line. And when it does happen, that's why you have your community. That's why you have, mentors or gurus, if you're into that type of thing, or just people, just connecting with people who've gone through the experiences that can guide you through them and comfort you on your way. Um, Healing feels like motivation. Just like I said, the moment you experience that first perceptual shift, and you get that knowing and that inspiration of empowerment, motivation is going to shoot through the roof. There are going to be ebbs and flows as you go up and down in your emotional states, but the motivation is always going to be there. And the next emotion, next feeling is inspiration, inspiring. It's definitely inspiring. It's definitely inspiring to meet people like me who've been on the journey, who've gone through all the ups and downs. I can tell you how shitty this experience is, and I can tell you how inspiring and empowering and life changing it is. And because of the empowerment and the inspiration, to me, it's worth it 100%. No matter what you have to go through, it's 100% worth it. And it's exciting. It's exciting knowing that you have the ability to change your opportunities, to change your spiritual opportunities, to change your emotional opportunities, to open yourself up to meeting new people and connecting with people who understand the path, who've been on the path, and who succeeded on the path. Everyone has the potential to heal themselves, and everyone has the potential to work with people who know how to heal. And so, as long as you're open to the experience, the opportunities are always there. And to me, it's exciting. I've been doing this for over 15, you could even say 20 years, because even before I graduated from high school, and I graduated from high school in 2000. And so even before I graduated from high school, I began my journey of self-discovery, because I was just tired of having anxiety, and I was just tired of being the me that I was before. And so, once I started learning that I could change myself, and I could change the way that I think, I could change my intellectual ability, I could change my physical ability, I just hit the ground running and never stopped. Okay, so what do you need to begin your healing journey? A pencil, pen, and a notebook, the basics. If you have a cell phone, you can do it in notes. If you have a laptop, you can do it on your laptop. But supposedly, writing things down with your hand has a dual effect, because you're thinking about what you're doing, you're actually writing, like you're actually moving and, making physical strokes. And so that connects your kinesthetic memory with your mental memory, and your visual senses, your feeling senses. And so it definitely has a dual effect of making what you are writing more memorable, more sensual, and it just gives you a deeper connection to what you're doing than typing on your phone. That being said, I do a huge amount of my journaling on the computer, and I only do my journaling now in my notebooks or my sketchbooks when I'm going like super deep. And so I would just basically go with what resonates with you, what you are most comfortable with. And you'll know it when you go. But journaling is 100% the number one tool to healing, because your mind can only focus on one thought at a time. And so if you have this very important thought and you're trying to expand on that thought, it's damn near impossible to do while you're holding the thought in your head. And so if it's a thought that you've rarely ever thought about, you can easily forget the thought while you're thinking about the thought. And so when you take the thought out of your mind and put it on a piece of paper, now you can expand on that idea and take those ideas and put those on the piece of paper. And now you can expand on those ideas, and you almost make them real by putting them down on a physical piece of paper or in your cell phone or your computer. I guarantee you, if you try to expand on these insights without without taking them out of your mind, you're guaranteed to forget them. Unless you're a savant and you have perfect recall, I'm not going to doubt you. I'm just saying, this is a tool. It's the number one tool, and it's definitely something that you should grow into learning to do if you don't already like doing it. I didn't like reading. I didn't like journaling when I started. And so now you can ask anybody that knows me. I swear by it. I live by it. On a Friday night, I'll go to Starbucks and start journaling. So, this is something that I really believe in. It's something I really love, enjoy doing. It's fun. The next thing that you need to begin your healing journey, an internet connection. Research is super important. I have this saying that I'm not a believer in anything. When you ask for guidance, the universe will send you someone that knows something about what you're researching, or that knows something about your next step. I personally believe that it's not smart to just believe someone just because they say something is true, or to believe someone is because they said that they've experienced it and it worked for them. And in fact, all the stuff that I'm telling you, don't take my word for it. Don't believe me. Do your research. And that's why it's important to have an internet connection, so you have access to information. Because all of this whole the healing journey is very intuitive. And so if you set an intention to succeed in any specific area of healing, the universe will start guiding you to the information. Will start sending you intuitions and inspirations, like feelings. Oh, I should go look at this website, or oh, I should do a little bit of research on this. And 9 times out of 10, the first through third thing that pops up will have the information that you're looking for. But you have to have access to information, whether it's your cell phone or your laptop or even a library. Internet first. But if you gotta go to the library, do your thing. I'm 36, so back in the day, I guarantee you, I definitely fucked with the library a lot. A lot. All right. So the next thing that you need to start your healing journey is a comfortable and quiet place to process, write, meditate, cry, be alone, and do nothing by yourself. That is really important. If you don't have a space to get away, you can't really process your traumatic experiences. Even if you're by yourself, like one of the worst experiences I've had was sharing a room with a roommate, because it's rare we get the opportunity to be alone and to just be in a space where you can purge emotion and bring old things up, and cry if you have to cry, yell in a pillow if you have to yell, hit a pillow if you have to hit a pillow. So you need to be alone to do these things. You need to be alone to meditate. Like, it's super important for you to have, a safe space for you to be with yourself. And if you don't have this type of an environment, that should be your first goal, your first intention, to create a space, find a space where you can go to regularly to meditate, where you can go regularly to cry and process emotions. Even if it's a park that nobody goes to, it's better than trying to do it in a room with somebody watching you, or do it in a room where somebody keeps walking in and out of the room and distracting you, and triggering your ego. And so having a safe, quiet space for you to process is key. And the next thing that you need to begin your healing journey is, it's not 100% necessary. However, if you have access to a friend or a family member or an internet group to confide in someone when you need, just somebody to talk to, make that happen. Like, have a designated person, a healing buddy, if you can. If you can't, you don't need it. I didn't have it. 100%. I didn't have anybody that was as intent on healing themselves as I was. And so I did it by myself, 100%. The universe sent people in to guide me and to help me when I needed it. Like even before I knew to ask the universe, even before I knew about the universe, um, I would just be, you know, doing what I knew at the time. And in the beginning, it was meditation and hypnosis. And then randomly, I get a phone call from a friend who found out about this new healing modality called regression therapy. And he sent me a DVD and he was like, "Yo, I know that you're all into the healing stuff. I wanted you to check this out because I was thinking about doing it." And so, it's like that kept happening to me where people just kept sending me, different healing approaches. And the way that I work on my journey is I'll try anything once. Now, if it's something that I have to pay for, if it's reasonable, I'll try anything once. But if it's too expensive, I'll try to do it myself if I can, just to see if it has a positive effect, a productive effect. And if it does, then I'll put it in my regular um, healing repertoire, just like something that I'll do for myself on a weekly basis. And I guarantee you, once you get into the swing of the journey and you start communicating to people that these are the things that you're doing, this is why you're cutting this out, this is why you're cutting that out, people will start to, or the people that care about you, and this is how you know, who your real people are, who your tribe is. Even if they're not on your journey, they'll still show interest and they'll still ask you, how you're doing, how's it going. They'll still, ask you, what's working, what's not working, possibly considering, starting their healing journey as well. Every once in a while, they'll be inspired to suggest a book. It's like, yo, I was just talking to this person and they were talking about healing. And I know that you get into, that you're really into your healing journey. And they were talking about this book. You should probably check it out. This happens a lot when you're committed and you demonstrate, like basically be the change. When you're being the change and you're, being an example for your friends will support you even without knowing that they're supporting you. The universe will be able to use them to help you as you, grow more committed in your healing journey. All right, so how long does a healing journey take? That's a question I get a lot. And the truth is, it depends on what you intend to achieve. So, healing is simply another way of saying evolution. You're evolving or changing your current state of mind, body, or spirit. This process is realistically a lifestyle. So honestly, once you begin and you start getting those gains, you get so hyped and excited about the changes, and you get, like I said earlier, and like you feel so empowered by it. There really is no intention to stop. Um, but we can have milestone goals like healing specific blocks that are preventing you from reaching a specific goal. And in those circumstances, the length of time healing can take is always relative to the goal you intend to accomplish as a result of the healing. And so, in other words, if you're trying to get a promotion, yet you are blocked by procrastination and you're just generally demotivated and you're not fulfilled by your work, there's specific blocks that are blocking you from getting that promotion. And so what you would want to do is heal those blocks. And you could definitely have like an estimate or a relative amount of time it'll take you to heal those blocks in order to move forward and accomplish your promotion. But it's all relative. But in the long run, healing is like I said earlier, fitness training. It's a way of life. So once you start and achieve your first goal, the high that you get from the changes in your mental health, your physical health, your spiritual health, you'll be so addicted to the healing and the growth process, you're not going to want to change. You're not going to want to stop. And so, in the long run, once you start and you start seeing, productive effects, there really is no end to the healing journey. Healing is just another word for evolution. You are evolving from one state of mind to the next. And the healing process is just you actively facilitating your evolution. And so once you've healed all of the past trauma and all of the heavy emotional stuff, you still have evolution, you still have growth, you still have learning, and it all works in the same way. And so there's always going to be something for you to process, and there's always going to be some way for you to level up, which is a good thing because you don't want to get comfortable, you don't want to get complacent, you want life to challenge you. You want to be enthusiastic about your future. You always want to have a way to challenge yourself and be fulfilled, to have a purpose. And so in the long run, when healing ends, evolution begins, and the growth process never stops. Okay, so that's the end of this video on what is healing. If you like the video, the routine, hit the like button, share, subscribe, join me in the comments and let me know, what you liked about this video, what I could have done better. If you have any questions, hit me with the questions. If you have any suggestions, hit me with the suggestions. I'm open to connecting and communicating. I do this professionally, and I want to be able to give this information out for free because there are tons of places that are, selling it. And I feel like if we're really going to change the world, we have to be creative about the way that we make money in order to be able to disseminate the most effective resources to the most people all at once. And so, from my perspective, I feel like if you know something that could help, a great majority of people, why wouldn't you do that now? And then use your understanding of the law of attraction, use your understanding and your relationship with the universe to come up with creative, fulfilling, rewarding ways to make money at the same time, but in a way that allows you, to get the necessary information out to the people in the fastest way possible. And so